Good morning. Let us start with today's session with a new topic, that is linear programming. Before starting, let me show you something. So this is the one of the figure which I want to show, and the other one is this. So by looking at these two images, your reaction will be, let us say, something like this. Why I am showing this? I have no idea what you are talking about. So can anyone depict from this pic what I want to convey to you all from the first two pics which I have shown?
Equation.
Equation.
Graphs,
Equation is very broad.
Linear
equation of
equation.
Linear equation. Okay, someone
linear.
said linear equation. Is it correct? Is the equation shown? Y is equal to 2x minus 6 and y is equal to 12 minus 8x. In both the equations are linear equations?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. So yes, now you got
Yes,
it.
sir.
So you said that I got it, and these are the linear equations. And now again, as you have already identified that it is a linear equation, let me show you again something. So say this. The figures in this particular slide, this you have already studied, most probably in your M4 or M3. So what are this kind of things? Can anyone?
Sir, solution to linear programming.
Yes, very good. These are the various graphical solutions. The first three. If I say the first three figures or first three images, solution to linear equations by graphical method. So let us say the first one. The first figure on the left side. This one. This one is the graphical method wherein the solution is unbounded. You can see that the arrows are going towards infinity. So we have, after drawing the graph, if we get this type of region, we say that, or we conclude that the region is being unbounded. Similarly, if I interpret about this figure, second one, we say that there is a feasible region available and my maximum or minimum value, whichever is asked, will lie in this particular region only. And when we solve, we get the answer on this particular region as our maximum. And from the third one, if I interpret, you can see there is no feasible region. Okay, so this are the three cases which we have already studied. But the linear equations by graphical method is limited only to two variables. Now what if the number of variables increase? So if the number of variable increase to from 2 to 3, 4, 5, etc., then the graphical method is not the solution. Then what we do, we try to solve it algebraically. Till 2 variable, 3 variable, it is quite simple to solve by algebraical method. But if the number of variables increased, then it becomes quite cumbersome to solve it by algebraical method and reach to the final solution. So there was something like this again you have already studied. This type of table we have formed, and this type of table is also known as the simplex table. So you can see here that there are many variables: x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. There are 5 variables. So when the number of variables are more than 2, or I can say if the number of variables are more, then we have to go, or the simplest way to solve the linear programming problem is by solving with simplex method. So hope you have remembered all this. It has refreshed your memories of M3 and M4. You have been playing with the numbers since your first standard. So I will not be wrong if I say a statement like this. Solving equation. Yes, I was born to do this. So for solving equations, what are the different methods which are available? If I write here, methods to solve linear programming problems. First one we have already seen now, the graphical method. But this method is restricted only to 2 variables. It cannot handle more than 2 variables. Then next is simplex method, which can handle, and it is a simple way to solve or to find a solution of linear programming problems which has more than 2 variables. The third thing, or the third approach to solve linear programming problems are penalty cost or big M method. This also you have studied. The fourth one is the two-phase method, and the last one will be revised simplex method. So this all are the methods which we have to see in this particular topic. Another thing which you want to learn in this chapter or this particular topic, or you can say in this particular module, which is also having high weightage. So the next subtopic in this particular topic will be duality. In duality also there are some other subtopics which are primal dual construction, symmetric and asymmetric dual, weak duality theorem, complementary slackness theorem, main duality theorem, and dual simplex method. There is one more, that is sensitivity analysis. Okay, any doubts still here?
No doubt, sir.
Okay, so let us proceed further for the first problem which we will be solving by simplex method. The first problem is maximize z is equal to 6x1 plus 5x2. This is my main objective which we have to maximize. The first constraint given to us is x1 plus x2 together should be less than or equal to 5, and 3x1 plus 2x2 should be less than or equal to 12, and x1 and x2 should be greater than or equal to 0. So before starting the problem, we have to first convert this inequalities into equalities. So you can see that there is a less than or equal to sign, or you can say there is an inequality present there. So my first step in any problem of linear programming will be to remove the inequality sign. So here you can see that we are given x1 plus x2 less than or equal to 5. So this is the inequality sign which is present here. Now what I have to do, I have to remove this inequality sign. Now just by a logic, tell me where I should add something in left hand side or right hand side such that this less than equal to becomes equal to.
Left hand side.
You are correct, your logic is also correct. If I add something in this particular position or on the left side, let us say I am adding it a variable s. It was initially less than, now I have added something to balance, and now it will be making to a equal to constraint. So by adding this surplus variable s, what I have done, I have converted an equality or non-equality into a equality sign. Just ignore this maximize objective part, I will explain you later. Just observe on the equation x1 plus x2. See here, x1 plus x2, I have added s1, and this s1 is known as the surplus variable. Why I have done this? I have done this just to balance this equation or to just remove this inequality sign. As there was less than equal to sign here, I have added something so that it becomes equal to 5. Any doubt in this particular equation? What you have to do, you have to just add a surplus variable to balance or to remove the inequality sign and to make it an equal equation. Similarly, if you see the second equation, 3x1 plus 2x2 less than or equal to 12. Again, there is an inequality here with a less than equal to sign. So what I will do again to make it an equalized equation, I will write here 3x1 plus 2x2 plus s2. I have added another surplus variable here and it will be converted into a equality equation with equal to 12. Any doubts still here?
सर वो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे ऐड क्यों करते हो वापस बताओ ना.
Okay, अगर मैं एग्जांपल के तरीके से लेता हूँ, let us say x1 is 1 or let us say x2 is 2. So if my x1 and x2 are 1 and 2 respectively, what total I will get? 3 बराबर, which is less than equal to 5. My constraint is satisfied. Now what I have to do, I have to make it equal. मुझे ये less than को हटा के equal बनाना है. तो यहाँ पर right hand side में मेरा क्या है? 5 है और left hand side में मेरा क्या आ रहा है? सिर्फ 3 आ रहा है. तो अगर मुझे ये 3 को 5 बनाना है, मुझे अगर ये दोनों को equal रखना है, तो मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? ये 3 में कुछ तो ऐड करना पड़ेगा and that addition will be 2. See my statement. ये 3 को अगर इसके इक्वल बनाना है, अगर इस वैल्यू को इस वैल्यू के इक्वल बनाना है, तो मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? यहाँ पर कुछ तो ऐड करना पड़ेगा. कहाँ पर ऐड करना पड़ेगा? ऑन द लेफ्ट हैंड साइड. Hence I have added this S1 on the left hand side. Any doubts now?
No, sir.
After converting the equations, or after converting the non-equalities into equalities, and yes, this x1 x2 greater than 0 will be as it is because it is a quantity, it cannot be less than or equal to 0. Then you have to make some changes in the objective function also, because now we have changed the equation or we have introduced two more variables s1 and s2. We have to make this count in the objective function also. So what I have done, I have simply added this s1 and s2 in the objective function with a coefficient 0. Why 0? Because it will not affect the solution. It was just to balance or just to convert a non-equality into equality. So what you have to do, after this equation which was already given as the objective function, you have to add the surplus variable which we have added, that is s1 and s2. ये दोनों को ऐड करो, but उन दोनों का कोएफिशिएंट क्या रहेगा? It will be 0 because it should not affect the final solution. It was just to balance the inequalities. Okay, next step. After doing all this, now as we said that I will be solving this problem through a simplex table. So I will make a table here. Now again I am reminding you to write the things or the steps in your own languages so that you remember it easily. The first thing which we have to enter in the table is this one. What are our variables from the objective function? So from our objective function, the first variable is x1. So I have written x1 here. Then next variable in our objective function is x2. So I will write x2. Then third variable is s1 and fourth variable is s2. So I have written all the four variables here. After writing out these variables, next step is to write down the coefficients corresponding to this variable. What I mean is, with x1 the corresponding coefficient is 6. So what I will do, I will write 6 here. Okay, so 6 is written here just above x1. Similarly, the coefficient of x2, if you see in the objective function, it is 5. So what I will do, I will write 5 here. Similarly, the coefficient of s1, in the objective function is 0. So I will write 0 here. And the coefficient of s2 in objective function is again 0. So I will write down 0 here. ठीक है, अब सिंपल तरीका देखो. पहला क्या था, 6x1. Our first term was 6x1. Just write 6 here, x1 here in vertical line. जो चीज यहाँ पर हॉरिजॉन्टल में लिखी है आप यहाँ पर वर्टिकल में लिखो. सिंपल एक चीज याद रखो, वॉट एवर थिंग इज रिटन हियर इन हॉरिजॉन्टल मैनर यू राइट हियर इन द वर्टिकल मैनर. दैट्स इट. तो देखो यहाँ पर 6x1 रिटन इन द हॉरिजॉन्टल मैनर, यू राइट इन द vertical side. Next term is 5x2. It is written in horizontal, you write in vertical. So here I have written 5x2 in vertical manner. The next is 0s1. So I have written 0s1 here in the vertical manner. And last is 0s2. So here I have written it in the vertical manner.
सर वो b क्या था?
B is actually the constant values of the equation. Okay. After writing out this objective equation in our table, now next step is to incorporate these equations, the constraint in our table. तो सिंपल क्या करना है, देखो यहाँ पर हमने क्या लिखा, x1. यहाँ पर हमने ऑलरेडी लिखा है x1. So what you need to write, what are the corresponding coefficients of x1 in the constraints. So you see here in this equation, in first equation, what is that, x1. The coefficient corresponding to x1 in this equation is 1. So what I will write here, I will write here 1. Then the corresponding coefficient of x2 in this particular equation is also 1. So what I will do, I will write down 1 here also. Next part, for s1 again the coefficient is nothing but 1. So I will write 1 here as the coefficient of s1. Now what about s2? Now as s2 is not available in this equation, you can't find any s2 in this first equation. So what I will write, the coefficient as 0, because there is no s2 present in the equation. And this 5 now remains, which comes under B column. So B means a constant of that equation which is available on the right hand side. Now similarly proceeding further, now what I have done, I have just wrote the equation first. Now I will write coefficient of equation 2. So if you can see here, the coefficient of x1 in second equation is 3. So I will write down 3 here. Then the coefficient of x2 is 2. So I will write 2 here. Then there is no s1 available in this equation. So I will write 0 here. And for s2 it is nothing but 1. So I will write 1 here. And the right hand side for this particular equation is 12. So it will come under B part. Now to start our solution, we need some variable to start our solution. So again a shortcut. What you have to do, you have to check from your table. Which is available in front of you, which variables are making a unit matrix. Again I repeat, you have to see which of the variable in this table is making a identity matrix. So can someone give me, by looking at this table, the values which we have just written, which variables
S1, S2 variables are 1, 0, 0, 1.
Yes, which variables are making identity matrix? Yes, you are correct. The variables S1 and S2. All of you please listen to this and pay attention to this carefully. The variables S1 and S2, if you can see, Here the values are 1, 0 and 0, 1. That means these two variables are making a identity matrix. So my statement now will be the variables which are making the identity matrix will be becoming my basic variables in that order. Again I repeat, please listen to that. The variables which make an identity matrix will become my basic variables in that order. Underline these words, in that order. So what do you mean by that? Let me show you. So if you see here, S1 and S2, these two are making the identity matrix. In that order means, what do you mean by in that order? So let us say our 2 by 2 identity matrix is like this: 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay. And similarly, if I write the identity matrix for order 3, what I will write? I will write 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So this is my identity matrix of order 2. This is my identity matrix of order 3. What do you mean by in order? In order means this 1, 0. This 1, 0 should come first. This is my first column. And this will be my second column similarly. So what we have to see, the variables which are making an identity matrix, which is the first column which is making this 1, 0. So you can see that 1, 0 is made by S1 only and 0, 1 is made by S2. So my order will be S1 and S2. Hence what I will write here, observe on the screen, at this particular place I will write S1, S2. Here I have written it, S1, S2. Okay, now let us suppose, just to give you what will be the change if it was not in the order. Let us for time being assume that the value here is 0, here it is 1, here it is 1 and here it is 0. Okay, just for assumption, let us see like this. So again you can see that this matrix is making a unit matrix, that's it. So this S1 and S2 have become our basic variable. हमारा basic variable तो आ गया. But now what is the order? The order is S2 and S1 because 1, 0 is occurring on S2. So if this would have been the case, what I would have written here? I would have written here S2 and then S1. Hope you understand the logic of writing out. Now as we got this S1 and S2 as my basic variable, now what we have to do? We have to write its coefficient in this particular column. And what are the coefficients? Coefficients of S1 and S2 are 0 and 0. So I will write down 0 and 0 here. Okay, next step. Next step is to compute Cj minus Zj value. Now what is Cj minus Zj? Cj for this particular column, I have to write the answer at this particular column, first column. So what will be Cj? My Cj will be this particular value, that is 6 directly. Cj is the cost associated with that variable in objective function. Again I repeat, Cj is the cost associated with that variable in the objective function. So what I will write here, Cj becomes my 6. So for first iteration, Cj becomes my 6. Now what is Zj? Zj, what you have to do, if I am following or if I am finding out the Zj of this particular column, what I have to do, I have to multiply this with this. So it will be 0 into 1 plus 0 multiplied by 3. So what will be the answer? 0 into 1 becomes 0, 0 into 3 becomes 0. Add these two values. Adding these two values give me 0. So what I will write, 6 minus 0 and my answer will become 6. Okay, again I will show for the second case to give you the clear idea. Okay, now I want my answer of Cj minus Zj here. Okay, so what will be my Cj? As I told, Cj is the coefficient of that particular variable. So I will be writing here 5 minus. What will be that Zj? So as I am computing Zj for this particular column, what I will do? I will multiply 0 multiplied by 1. So I will get answer as 0. Then I will multiply this 0 multiplied by 2. Again I will get 0. And adding this I will get 0 plus 0. I will get answer as 0. So 5 minus 0 comes out to be 5. So I will write down 5 here. Next step is this one. I want the answer here. So first what I will write? I will write the value of Cj, which will be 0. So I will write down 0 minus. What is 0 minus? 0 minus 0 multiplied by 1. 0 multiplied by 1 gives me 0. 0 multiplied by 0 again gives me 0. And 0 plus 0 will be again 0. So 0 minus 0 answer will be 0 only. Next, I want answer at this particular point. What will be answer at this particular point? It will be again first Cj value. Cj value is 0. So it will be 0. 0 minus Zj. What is Zj? Zj will be 0 into 0. So it will be 0. Here 0 multiplied by 1. So again it will be 0. And I have to add both. So 0 plus 0 gives me again 0. And 0 minus 0 gives me 0 again. Now I will give you some shortcuts. So for first step, whatever values are there in the first line will be same in the Cj minus Zj. This will be only for the first iteration. एक तो ये हो गया. This is one of the shortcut. Now see the second shortcut. Now if you see the values of Cj minus Zj of our basic variables, please understand this. Our basic variables are S1 and S2, which we have already finalized. Now just observe the Cj minus Zj value for S1 and S2. What are they?
0.
Yes, you can see that the Cj minus Zj value of S1 is 0. Also of S2 comes out to be 0. So now here I can make a statement, or you can say another shortcut. I can say that Cj minus Zj value of the basic variables always should be 0. So it was just a time saving trick that the Cj minus Zj value of S1 or the basic variables will always comes out to be 0. Now let us move further. Just observe the values of Cj minus Zj. Now if I relate it to our transportation problem, what we do for the opportunity cost, what was my conclusion from that?
फिर सर हम देखेंगे कि किसका जो बिगेस्ट पॉजिटिव वैल्यू देखते हैं और फिर उसका लूप सर्च करते सर.
वेरी गुड. देखो हम लोग अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट निकालते थे, वहां पर अगर डेल्टा का वैल्यू 0 या नेगेटिव आया, सो वी सेड दैट द सॉल्यूशन इज ऑप्टिमम. बट अगर पॉजिटिव आ गया, देन व्हाट वी सी दैट व्हाट इज द हाईएस्ट पॉजिटिव. देखो मैं बोला था मैं रिलेट करूंगा ट्रांसपोर्टेशन को और इसको. देखो इन ट्रांसपोर्टेशन व्हाट वी डू, इन ट्रांसपोर्टेशन वी सी वेदर देयर इज अपॉर्चुनिटी अवेलेबल और नॉट. तो उसके लिए हम लोग क्या करते हैं, वी फाइंड आउट डेल्टा वैल्यूज, और डेल्टा में इफ इट इज 0 और नेगेटिव वी से दैट द सॉल्यूशन इज ऑप्टिमम. बट लेट अस से वी गॉट द आंसर एज पॉजिटिव, और वहां पर भी हमको 2 पॉजिटिव मिला, तो हम वहां पर क्या करते, वी फाइंड आउट और वी टेक द मैक्सिमम पॉजिटिव वैल्यू एज अवर अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट. बराबर है? कोई डाउट है इसमें?
नो डाउट सर.
तो देखो अब यहाँ पर भी मैं वही लॉजिक फॉलो कर रहा हूँ. नाउ इफ यू ऑब्जर्व दिस वैल्यूज 6, 5, 0 एंड 0, तो 0 का तो कोई इश्यू नहीं है, डेल्टा वैल्यू 0 आ गई, Cj माइनस Zj 0 आ गया. बट दिस 2 वैल्यूज आई एम गेटिंग पॉजिटिव. मतलब वहां पर अगर मैं ट्रांसपोर्टेशन के हिसाब से जाऊंगा तो देयर इज अपॉर्चुनिटी एट दिस पर्टिकुलर प्लेस, और उसमें से हम लोग कौन सा सिलेक्ट करते,
हाईएस्ट पॉजिटिव.
वी सिलेक्ट द हाईएस्ट पॉजिटिव नंबर. तो यहाँ पर भी मैं वही करूंगा, आई विल सिलेक्ट माई हाईएस्ट पॉजिटिव नंबर विच इज 6. तो 6 मेरा हाईएस्ट पॉजिटिव है. सो व्हाट आई विल राइट हियर, प्लीज वेलकम, यू आर वेलकम इन द सॉल्यूशन. अब ये सपोज मेरा छोटा सा घर है, तो ये मेरा घर है, इसमें बेचारे 2 छोटे से वेरिएबल है S1 S2. अब हमको क्या मालूम पड़ गया कि दिस वेरिएबल x1 is giving me Cj minus Zj as highest positive. That means this should come in my solution, or in other words I can say this particular variable should be there in my house. मेरे घर में वो रहना चाहिए. ठीक है, वो मेरे घर में रहना चाहिए क्योंकि वो मेरे को ज्यादा अपॉर्चुनिटी दे रहा है. समझ में आ रहा है आप लोग को क्या बोलना चाह रहा हूँ मैं?
यस सर.
ठीक है, ये जो वेरिएबल है x1, ये मेरे घर में होना चाहिए. जो मेरा छोटा सा घर यहाँ मैंने बनाया S1 S2 का, जिसमें 2 वेरिएबल ऑलरेडी थे, बेसिक वेरिएबल S1 S2. अब मैं क्या देख रहा हूँ कि x1 जो वेरिएबल है ये मुझे ज्यादा अपॉर्चुनिटी दे रहा है, तो ये मेरे घर में तो होना चाहिए, ये मेरे घर का पार्ट होना चाहिए. तो अगर ये मेरे घर का पार्ट होना चाहिए तो इन दोनों में से किसी एक को मेरा घर छोड़ के जाना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, बिकॉज मेरा घर बहुत छोटा है, मैं पहले ही बताया घर मेरा बहुत छोटा है जिसमें 2 ही वेरिएबल ले सकते। तो पहले S1 S2 थे, अब मुझे क्या फील हो रहा है, मुझे X1 को रखना चाहिए, मेरे घर में X1 की एंट्री होना चाहिए, बट मेरे पास जगह नहीं है। तो क्या करना है, किसी एक को तो घर छोड़ के जाना पड़ेगा, S1 और S2 में से किसी एक को घर छोड़ के जाना पड़ेगा। Now let us compute that which is that variable who will be leaving my basic variable. So for that we have the look in the last column, we have one relation that is ratio. अब ratio में आपको क्या करना है, देखो हमने बोला कि this particular variable will enter into our house or in the basic solution. So what you have to just do, you have to divide or you have to take the ratio of this b with this particular column. तो क्या हो जाएगा, 5 divided by 1. So I will write here 5 divided by 1, answer will be 5. And similarly I will write this 12 divided by 3. What you have to do, you have to just divide b with that particular column which we have selected now for entering. So 12 by 3 क्या हो जाएगा, 4. अब यहाँ पर आप देखो 5 और 4 में सबसे कम अपॉर्चुनिटी कौन दे रहा है मेरे को,
S2 सर।
S2 मुझे कम फायदा दे रहा है एज कम्पेयर टू S1। तो मैं क्या करूंगा, उसको घर से बाहर निकाल दूंगा। तो ये घर के बाहर गया, बाय बाय बोल दो इसको। समझ में आ रहा है लॉजिक?
यस सर।
ठीक है, तो क्या हो गया, व्हाट इज आवर कंक्लूजन नाउ, X1 will enter the house, X1 will enter the house because it is giving me maximum profit or opportunity, and S2 will leave the house. Any doubts till here please ask?
No sir.
अब न्यू टेबल कैसे बनेगा, न्यू टेबल देखो इनिशियल सब कुछ सेम है, 6 5 0 0 X1 X2 S1 S2 सब औलाद सेम, बट अब क्या होगा, मेरे घर वाले चेंज हो जाएंगे। यहाँ पर देखना, आप यहाँ पर ऑब्जर्व करना, पहले मेरे घर वाले कौन थे, S1 और S2 थे, अब मेरे घर वाले क्या हो जाएंगे, S1 और X1, क्योंकि S2 को हमने घर से निकाल दिए और X1 को घर में लेके आए, वेलकम किए थे। सो S1 एंड X1